And we are back for the top 8 of the 2017 Legacy Nationals. I'm Jared here with Jitesh.
Hello, everyone.
So let's see our top 8 bracket, and I believe you feature on this one.
I do. I ended up finishing sixth.
Sixth in the Swiss.
So
coming in first.
I did in the last round, and ended up playing against Jack Walton.
Jack Walton, he's a bit of a character.
He is, but an amazing Magic player.
He certainly is. He can pick up any deck that he's never played before and just go absolute wonders with it. So we had Aaron Sadler from the Goldie, isn't he?
He's from the Gold Coast.
He's from the Gold Coast on Eureka Omnitel.
Yeah, just an hour south of Brisbane, an hour's drive. He's
Yeah,
on Eureka Omnitel. Quite a spicy deck. And rather than playing Sneak and Show, that just plays 4 Show and Tells, 3, I believe, Eurekas, and Omniscience that you then hardcast Crystalbrand and Emrakul and win the game.
Oh, that is cool.
Very cool deck.
So out of that one, we also had Tim Evers on that game.
Correct.
So Tim Evers from the last round with his UR control / Delver weirdness. So the other match in that top half of the bracket, we had Carl Wiedemann, the store owner and one of the guys who commentated round 5.
He was on his patented
Ultra greedy
Grixis Delver with the splash for the Death Right. He plays it's a little bit. It's mostly a traditional Grixis Delver, but a few spicy cards in there in the sideboard and different number in combination. So he runs a number of Cabal Therapy and Stifle in the main deck.
Yeah, that's
rather than going all in on one plan. Sort of
play both.
Both.
Sometimes you just lose a game. Deal with it.
Exactly.
And he's playing Damien Rickett Townsend. Where's he from, actually? Is he
he's also from the Gold Coast.
He's a Goldie boy.
Yeah,
okay.
Another Gold Coast boy there. On Death and Taxes.
Yeah, so... And we also had you and Jack Walton, as we described. You were on your Miracles deck from round 2.
So I was on the blue-white Neo Miracles deck up against Jack Walton on Lurin.
And the final match, which is the one we're going to watch today, is Sean Brown from Melbourne. He's one of the head honchos there on the Salt Mine, which there's a link to it there. It's a very, very nice podcast about Legacy. He also writes regularly for MTG Goldfish on This Week in Legacy.
Yes.
He's a really cool guy. I've only met him a couple of times myself, but he's...
really cool guy, really good player, and does a lot for the Legacy community, both in Australia, but in Melbourne, Australia, and the rest of the world.
No, good on him. And he was playing Paul Long, who we saw earlier today.
Yeah, so Paul, local player who's playing Czech Pal. Very traditional Czech Pal list. Sean Brown is on a Rug Delver list.
That's going back a bit. Old Canadian Thresh.
Old Canadian Thresh, going back a bit. However, a little bit spicy. Yeah. No Tarmogoyfs in the deck.
No Goyfs?
No Goyfs. So
okay.
His threat base consists of 4 Delvers, 4 Nimble Mongoose, and 2 Hooting Mandrills.
Yeah, Hooting Mandrills is a bit of action there. I quite like Hooting Mandrills.
Quite a card. However, there's a little bit of clash going there. With Nimble Mongoose, you want to hit threshold to reach 3/3, and with
Hooting Mandrills, you
want to be delving away your graveyard.
I'm not sure I like it, but I do like the trample in the deck there.
I like Hooting Mandrills as a card, having trample and being outside bolt range, outside fatal push range,
and the deck
decay range is great.
Oh, that's true as well, because it's a 5 cost. Yeah, and the deck doesn't go down quite as quickly to go-away strategies like it does with the Goyfs. But what we can do right now is we will show you the results of the other 3 matches. Well, obviously, we're going to watch Sean versus Paul in a moment, but Tim took out Aaron. Carl took out Damien.
Correct.
Is it Damien or Darian?
Darian.
It is Darian. I've written down Damien for some reason. It is Darian Rickett Townsend. Thought that looked wrong. And Jack took you out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I lost to Jack in quite some exciting games.
Well, commiserations, eh? But let's take a look at this one, Sean versus Paul.
Well, let's get going.
So there we see Sean with his Salt Mine playmat. Looks really cool. And we're going to go ahead and, those of you watching on PC, let's make that into a link to the Salt Mine.
Yeah, and Paul on the right there with the GP Vegas playmat. Paul actually made his way out to GP Vegas this year.
Did he go out with you guys? Okay.
He did. There's actually quite a big group from Brisbane making its way to Vegas this year.
Couldn't make it
I believe
this
about
year.
10 or 11 of us.
I chose to because I had think I was judging something that weekend, but I stuck back and played Masters as well. Did really badly. I did really bad. I was on Grixis Delver for the Legacy. I don't play Highlander, but I played 3 out of my 5 rounds. I was playing Storm and Vintage against Shops 3 times. Still came 10th. I was the only Storm player in the room. So I thought, okay, so Storm's a bit of an outside strat. I go to Nationals 8-player event with, I think, 5 Storm players. Yeah,
and that one standard player.
And there was a Legacy player, a standard player, one guy playing something, I don't remember what the third guy was on, but then there were 5 Storms.
Okay, so we're about to get started.
That's
here.
a nice looking opener on Sean's side.
Yeah, lots of spells, not too many lands, but that's the way Rugdelva operates. Paul on the right there, I didn't see too many lands there, so there was a Bilson's Tricks there, which is quite a good card in this matchup.
It's a good card, but it's too slow.
But it's too slow, especially when you don't have the lands to cast it. So I believe Sean had the highest seed and was on the play here.
Yep, so Sean was in second, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was second in the Swiss.
Yeah. So we see 2 lands, a Ponder, a Force of Will, and a Leovold for Paul. So a decent hand here. And he he's deciding on his scry here, sorry. So there's a counter spell as well. He scries to the top.
Yeah, only 18 lands. It's 4 Wasteland for Sean, 6 duels and 8 fetches. But that's exactly what you want in Rugdelva.
Quite typical. Sean has the option here of maybe Spell Piercing or Ponder.
Yeah,
which he does.
That feels good.
It does. So let's see what was the card that Paul kept on top with the scry. Hope you get an eye on it soon.
It's a Ponder.
Sean leads off with a Ponder here. Sees a Delver, which he probably wants.
Yeah.
The only thing his hand is lacking right now is a
Excuse me.
however, he will have to fetch away in order to cast the Delver this turn, which means he'll have to shuffle away the remaining cards.
That might be alright. He chooses not to, though?
He chooses not to. He elects to pass. I believe there was I'm not sure what card was below it, but he determined that it was good enough to draw.
Good enough to keep. So you can see it there. Is that another Delver? Couldn't quite see it.
Couldn't quite see it, no. So his hand has a Brainstorm, a Lightning Bolt.
He's not making it easy for us.
No. Lots of Kibble-like shuffling going on with the hand. Paul's going to attempt to counterspell this Delver sequence. But Paul still has an Abrupt Decay in hand, so
yeah,
interesting choice here.
Is he going to fight that?
I'd imagine Sean's wanting to fight over this thing as it's his only threat.
So it's got the Smell Snare. Yep.
Yeah, that was that card below the Delver,
right.
the Spell Snare. So Spell Snare takes care of Counterspell, Delver resolves. However, Paul does have that answer, but does he have the third land to cast his Leovold?
He does not. No, this is...
So a Wasteland here is going to be quite brutal if Sean can get to that. However, the Delver flips. I imagine he gets Abrupt Decayed.
Yeah, this is about to go very, very quickly in Sean's favour.
But he'll cast a Brainstorm, try to find a Wasteland here.
Wasteland here, and he's got this wrapped up.
Yeah.
Can't see it off there.
So no. We see a Tropical Daze.
We hit a land, but we don't see the...
So he probably doesn't want any removal spells here just yet. The Ponder is going to be able to let him shuffle away, although he does have the fetch land as well. But between Daze and Force, he's got the next few spells covered.
Mm-hmm.
However, this Delver will be Abrupt Decayed, so he'll be done. He'll have to dig for more hits. We see the shuffle here, and I'm guessing a ponder will be cast off that volcanic.
Yeah, it seems right.
Mandrills would be very good here.
Mandrills would be amazing here.
Let's see a brainstorm
There's
and
mandrills.
mandrills.
Oh,
and a
and
delver.
a delver.
That's a very good ponder.
Now he's got to ponder which one of those he wants. I like taking the mandrills here.
So do I. It lines up very well against the removal that Paul would have in his deck.
Yeah. Fine over
He
that.
attempts a counterspell on the Delver, which gets dazed. Paul finds his third land and immediately
Deluges for
Deluges
2.
for 2.
Oh.
That is Force of Will, and then Force of Will back. So this deluge is going to resolve. Both Delvers are going to die. However, Paul's taken a bit of damage here, and he's down to 13.
Yeah, there we go.
So we'll see the Mandrills likely come down this turn.
Yeah, mandrills will be this turn. And what card did he keep on top? Was it the Delver or the Brainstorm? It doesn't really
I believe
matter.
it was the Brainstorm.
In which case, then he can't. Oh yeah, he can.
He can still
He's still got a
Brainstorm
land
and
drop, yeah.
Mandrills away.
But there's a Wasteland.
He can Wasteland and Mandrills this turn.
Oh wow, yeah,
Get
I like
him,
that.
get Paul off either green or black here.
Get him off black.
I'd be tempted to get him off black here, yeah.
Yeah.
Mandrills.
Delving away. There's no ghost in this matchup, so
No.
it doesn't matter hugely. But there's a bit of Snapcaster.
There's snap.
Not
There's
on
snaps.
Charles.
Paul has his own death rights, so it might be worthwhile
Yeah.
just getting rid of instants and sorceries
That's
here.
true. And the Wasteland on the... Yep, Undergrad Sea, correct.
Yeah. So there's a 3-turn clock here. Actually, sorry, a 4-turn, but only 1 damage away from being a 3-turn clock.
Yeah, so that's a fetch land away.
Yeah. We see Sean shuffling away the cards he put on top. But not too many answers in Paul's deck to Hooting Mandrills.
Yeah, this one might be over pretty
We
quickly.
see the typical Rug Delver match where the Rug Delver's used up a lot of his resources to constrain the other player from casting spells.
But he didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah.
He let too many spells through.
Yeah, so Paul's in a situation where he has cards in hand and he can't cast any of them. He finds some lands, but no answer for the Mandrills, which he really desperately needs. So he goes shuffling. Finds a Colligan's Command, which he cannot cast at this stage.
Command is not good. He needs
The Mandrills-
he's 2 colours short.
He is.
Wow, that's horrible. Nimble
And
Mongoose.
the
Does
Mongoose comes in.
he have Thresh at the moment?
Does not matter.
No,
'cause
it doesn't matter at
it's
all.
lethal without the threshold as well.
True.
So Paul packs it in there.
Yeah, he's
go
had
to the
enough.
sideboard. Paul's bringing in a couple of flusters. Sorry, Pyroblast.
He's definitely got Pyroblast coming as well. A Pyro and a red Elemental Blast.
I
Just to play
saw
around
2
Surgical.
Diabolic Edicts coming in.
2 Diabolic Edicts. Yep, definitely. How do you feel about Surgicals? It might keep him off Hooting Mandrills for a turn?
No.
No?
Don't like it at all.
Fair?
I don't think it does much. He's considering a Pithing Needle. I
For-
don't know what Pithing Needle helps against.
I haven't really got fetches. Let's have a look at Sean's list.
You'd have, but you don't want to bring in Pithing Needles for fetch lands.
No, of course not. The only cards that have activated abilities in his deck are his fetch lands.
And maybe a
And-
Lavamancer? Is there a Lavamancer?
Is there a good Lavamancer in
No.
the sideboard? There's not. There's a Barbarian Ring in the sideboard.
Interesting.
Which I walked over, I watched this match in game 2, and I remember seeing the Barbarian Ring out, so it might be relevant. But it's insane to bring in Pithing Needle for that.
Yeah, exactly. So he's considering bringing in Flusterstorm as well. I do like Flusterstorm in this matchup.
I love Flusterstorm here.
I love Flusterstorms against any Stifle deck. It's a very clean answer to that card and ensures that you're able to cast your other more expensive cards. So I think he brought in a Flusterstorm. He took out a number of Force of Wills, Jace, and I believe Counterspell.
What about Sean's sideboard? Actually, he wrote a report on this game up in the Salt now. Let's have a look. Let's see what he brought in.
I think I saw some number of Pyroblasts. Not quite sure what else was there. He's contemplating Flusterstorms.
You think about the Flusties? Let's, here we go. Let's have a look at his article, which is also linked here. Actually, quite a well-written article. I like it.
Yeah, no, that article was quite good. Not all about Magic. A lot of discussion about the trip and how much fun he had with his
exactly.
friends.
Because this is also on the weekend of Riverfire.
Yeah.
It was really just a good weekend in general.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about Magic trips. When you're with a nice group of friends, it's really more than about just the Magic. It's essentially a holiday.
Well, that's it. And I mean, this is what I say about going down to Eternal Masters down in Melbourne every weekend as well. I mean, it's more than it. I mean, you want to play and you want to win Magic, but it's just a weekend away with the boys.
Exactly.
Which is something we don't get often enough, especially in Australia.
Which is why I love Vegas. A few of us were down there a week before the event when we were road tripping all across California.
Oh, beautiful.
It was great.
Sean's sideboarding for Game 2 of this match was -4 Delver, -1 Dismember, -2 Spell Pierce, -1 Stifle. And he brought in 2 True Name Nemesis, 3 Pyroblast, 2 Flusterstorm, and a Barbarian Ring.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with most of that. I'm not sure whether I'd cut all the Delvers.
I wouldn't cut. I'd leave 2 Delvers in. I'm not sure what I'd take out, though. I'm not anywhere near experienced enough with Rug Delver.
No, neither am I. Can't say I've actually ever played the deck.
He says, I upgraded my Pierces to Flusters, cut my Delvers as always in these fair matchups and trimmed to Stifle. Triple Pyroblast is good. Barbarian was also relevant in these matchups.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know about Barbarian Ring. How much it adds to the matchup.
I'm not sure either.
I like them more against the. I guess they're okay. He does play a Life from the Land, doesn't he?
Yeah. So if you can set up a Barbarian Ring lock there, costs him a life a turn, but he's dealing 2 a turn.
Exactly. So we see a Ponder here. The turn 1 Ponder from Paul resolves. However, the turn 2 Ponder does not. And he misses his land drop.
Oh!
So the Ponder gets Pyroblasted.
That feels bad.
Yeah.
So he kept a greedy hand.
Indeed, but you see a Baleful Strix in there. So
you can't keep that sort of hand against a cycle deck.
I agree, but maybe with 2 Ponders you might be fine.
Oh, okay.
However, looking back, I don't know whether he shuffled off the first Ponder or not. So missing after pondering on land is quite unfortunate.
That is pretty bad, yeah.
But he does find...
He does find a Scalding Tongue.
And here comes that Pithing Needle that we deliberated about.
Ooh. For what? A Flooded Strand?
That's about the only thing I could imagine he would name right now.
So,
however, I don't like that.
We don't have the audio here from the game, but I can just check that. I remember he did say what he named.
So the needle resolved. Paul will be attempting to cast his Deathrite Shaman here.
Paul named Wasteland off the Pithing Needle.
Interesting.
Possibly because he watched the previous match and saw the loan?
Yes.
Whereas had he named Flooded Strand there, would have been pretty nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be very tempted to name the Flooded Strand because it's basically guaranteed 1-for-1. He might not draw a wasteland, he might be able to brainstorm away those wastelands. But does Paul play his own Flooded Strands? I don't believe he does.
I don't think he does. He wouldn't, or he shouldn't anyway. There's more than enough colours.
Yeah, so
More than enough
yeah,
patches to keep
I'd be
going.
tempted to just name a Flooded Strand there. But also interesting was the sequencing. Pithing Needle followed by Delver, where Delver could have gotten dazed.
Yeah, you leave yourself wide open for days there.
I guess he didn't want to fetch first up, maybe.
Maybe not. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it matters too much as a bolt with Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, and we'll be seeing that Nimble Mongoose coming into play.
Absolutely. This should be a trot.
Yep.
Yep. And no, Paul doesn't play Flooded Strands.
That's
Well,
what I thought.
Well, it's completely off colour for him. He's got 4 Skull and Tail, 4-footed Delta and a Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah. So Baleful Strix here, attempted by Paul. Hasn't drawn the third land yet, but I believe that Strix might resolve. We have a Brainstorm in response by Sean, looking to find a Daze or maybe a Force of Will.
What does he find? Is that a Daze? Looks like one.
It's a true name.
No,
It is a
it's
Daze.
a
It is a
Daze, yep.
Daze. Yep.
There it is.
So a bit of discussion here on whether Sean put 2 back. I believe it did. It looked like he did, so
I think he did.
yeah.
I mean, the answer's flashing on the screen now.
Yes. But yeah, the Baleful Strix gets dazed. Threshold is only 1 card off for Nimble Mongoose, and there's that fetch land. So Threshold will be live provided he fetches the Delta. And that'll knock Paul down to 15 life.
Yep.
And also just provide a very hard to deal with threat.
That's Shrouding Threat. You can deluge for 3, but that
Yeah,
not
so
good to
Deluge and the Diabolic Edicts that he brought in.
no Diabolic Edict as well. Yeah, that'll be good. As
Those
long
are
as you
about the
can get
only
it
things
fast.
that hit them. But Diabolic Edict is quite stretched here because he needs it for True Name Nemesis as well.
Or one or the other.
One or the other.
TNN's only slightly nastier, but you can deluge it for 1, not 3.
Correct. And no more land for Paul again,
Oh, wow.
unfortunately. So
And that Leovol's sitting there in his hand, taunting him too.
yes, Leovold, Abrupt Decay, which you can't cast, Jace, which you can't cast.
Wow. Oh, this doesn't feel good.
No. So with this True Name coming down, he'll be down to a 2-turn clock.
This is almost
With
all
not many answers, and with Fluster in hand, and a Lightning Bolt.
That's 1 more damage for Sean.
Looking very good for Sean here.
Yeah.
So if Sean leaves up Fluster mana and casts a True Name, Brainstorm is drawn. I imagine this gets Fluster Storm.
It should do.
That is Spell Snares.
It's a Spell Snare, a Bolt, and a Fluster Storm. Absolutely fluster this.
Yeah.
There you go. Fluster.
You know, he just drew the Brainstorm and he has no other land in hand. If he passed the last turn, he's going to pass this turn again.
Yeah.
So get in for 6 here. Get Paul down to 6.
Down to 6.
And then
He's going to need almost a miracle off the top to get out of this.
And he doesn't
And he
even
can't
have the
cast
white
it.
mana
He
for
doesn't
the
have
Terminus.
white mana for Terminus, yes! Also, he doesn't want Terminus. That's slightly more of a barrier there.
Yes, it is. Such a good card. So we see a Ponder here from Sean, seeing more Ponders, 2 more
Yep.
Ponders, and
That's so many Ponders.
a third Unknown.
Oh, what's he got? Ponder.
Paul goes a Ponder.
Does he have a counter for that?
No, he has a Spell Snare.
2 spell snares, is that?
can't quite tell what the other
Can't tell what
one
the
is.
other
I
Sean
don't think
Kibble
it is Bell's name. But shuffle from Paul, and I think you'll find with the lightning bolt,
knock it.
There should be no outs. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's absolutely
And Paul
devastating
can
for Paul. That's Sean through into the top four.
Yes.
And so now that that's over, what I can tell you is that the top four split. So instead of playing for the Black Lotus, they split the prize and took home $900 each.
Correct. So Carl, the store owner, offered everyone in the top four the option of $900 in cash, or to play it out for the Black Lotus. Now, second, third, and fourth, the prizes were, I believe, just a booster box each. So quite a big drop in prize.
It was all in for first place on this.
Basically, event. Yeah, and so the top four decided they would split. However, some of them stuck around to play it out for the trophy.
Which Sean, on camera here, ended up winning.
Yeah, so Sean ended up winning that. Jack Walton on Alluran, I believe, left after the quarterfinals. So Sean had a bye into the final. Carl on Grixis Delver played against Tim on his blue-red control Delver deck, and Tim won that match.
Yep.
So Sean and Tim ended up playing the final. It was not recorded, however, was on Twitch.
It was on Twitch? Was it? Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Might have to double check. They were in that area. They were playing on that.
I'll put a link in the description if there is one.
We'll put a link up there to see if you can get some of that coverage. But I mean, it was played in good spirits. Those matches with the pressure gone.
There's no tension there.
Yeah, so they're all quite happy.
So
all the friends were there from Canberra and Melbourne cheering them on. It was quite a good atmosphere.
It was both officially and unofficially. Sean ended up winning this event because not only did he win the fun games, but he also was the highest rank in the Swiss after the top four decided to split.
Correct.
And Jack Walton actually ended up winning that $900 for Leroy Martin, who's not with us, and anyone who's watched the Brisbane Magic channel before will know Leroy.
Yes. So Leroy lent out the Lurin deck to Jack to play for the tournament, and Jack promised any winnings would be given to Leroy.
Minus registration, but
minus his costs.
That's the easiest $900 Leroy's ever made.
Exactly. Leroy played in the Vintage tournament the day after, however, wasn't here for the Legacy event.
There was a bit of unpleasantness as to why he wasn't there, but that's a story for another day.
Okay, we can talk about that later. Overall, a great event. 58 people rocking up for the 2017 Legacy Nationals. This will be an event that's been promised to be held every year.
Yep, I hope so.
By Good Games. So the whole, not just this event, but the whole Eternal weekend.
Yep, so
there was
thanks to
Vintage and Australian 7-Point Highlander also played.
So thanks to everyone who made this event possible. Obviously, the staff and management of Good Games Brisbane.
Yep. And thanks to the judges on the day for this.
Lachlan Saunders and Boyd Pepsi Cola.
Yep. And to all the players who rocked up, especially those from Canberra and Melbourne.
Yeah, it was a really good time for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Except for the heat, that was a bit unpleasant. But
it was, but
welcome to Brisbane.
Exactly. I'm sure it'll be better. It'll be much better next year. And hopefully we get all those players back from from Melbourne and Canberra, and even more.
Yeah, well,
hopefully we can break the 60 barrier mark next year.
Looking forward to it. I think we got just over 60 at Masters last year. I'll have to check that out. Oh, this year, sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, no, it was a good time all round. Well, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you for Vintage.
See you guys.